Greetings, people of YouTube. My name is Hyde. I'm sure you're aware of this channel by now. If you weren't, you wouldn't be here, obviously. I'm here to talk about the intellectual progression, or lack of our society. Whether you live in America, or the UK, or China. It honestly doesn't matter. It's basically the same everywhere. What we have these days is a society that doesn't seem to care about the intellectual progression of each individual man and woman. A society like that is very dangerous. Obviously, our society was built on certain principles, what you may call Western culture. Western culture is founded on a number of ideas. I would say the most powerful and influential of these ideas was the concept that there is an objective universe, that there is such thing as truth, capital T, not lowercase t, and that it is capable for mankind, for each individual man to find that capital T truth. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. And I'm not even saying that we're actually going to find the complete, the full, the omniscient truth. That's not what I claim. However, a man's reach should exceed his grasp, and all should aim to acquire truth. You can look around at your society and look at the things that keep you alive and keep your friends alive and keep your elderly grandmother alive. Technology. Technology is only possible with the admission that there is an objective reality out there. One which can be understood, manipulated, and controlled. So, look at your society and look at that principle, and please notice that that principle is being eroded. Or should I say has been eroded. Subjectivism, relativism, both moral and metaphysical, epistemological, how should I put it, murkiness, and all other forms that invalidate the great Enlightenment ideas which empowered our society. All of those ideas are dying one by one. Each year a little more, and each year a little more. And it just keeps adding up. Now the problem is, we have a society built on technology. We have a society built on the weapons of truth. On the weapons made and forged in the furnace of truth. And yet we reject its existence. We reject it. We rebuke it. We run to mysticism and magic and our emotions and things that feel nice and good. But then when it comes to that which is objective, that which is true, we flee from it like a coward. Now, one thing I have to say, is that a dignified way for someone to live their life? I'd argue no. It's not a strong way to live. And to live takes great strength. It's a hostile world out there. Always remember that. My point being, however, is that from the moment we are born, we see the world. We experience it. We have minds that think. We have the capacity for reason, the capacity to choose. We have people pulling us in all different directions. We have all kinds of factors to consider, and all kinds of factors that make who we are. Genetics, epigenetics, environment, and the things we choose. Now, with that in mind, a man has a choice, and a woman, of course. We all have a choice, whether to acknowledge the objective truth of the world or to reject it. And it is a very simple one. And I understand that there are many reasons why people don't want to accept it. There are many rationalizations, many false assumptions, and erroneous ideas. We have pseudoscience, and religious ideals, and all kinds of mental perversions that seem to be running rampant within our culture, unchecked and accepted blindly. Now I have to say, is that a wise thing? For these kind of ideas to be running around in a culture that has the weapons of truth. We have atomic weapons of such great power that they can destroy the world millions of times over. Perhaps not millions, but at least thousands, I can say that. These weapons must be wielded with wisdom, and truth cannot be allowed to be perverted, or should I say, my apologies, the weapons of truth, the tools of truth, technology, cannot fall into the hands of people that aren't willing to accept the truth that made them possible. It is a very dangerous thing for this to be happening, and I think we all recognize this. Do you want a bunch of nutty Muslim jihadists grabbing atomic weapons? God knows what they're going to do with it. No pun intended. However, my point being is that it is up to each of us individually, to pursue truth at all costs. Not for the sake of society or for the sake of some invisible power or for the sake of a non-existent duty. Only for the sake of your own empowerment and your own refinement. You have to ask the question to yourself, do you want to be strong or do you want to be weak? And the path to strength is the path of truth, not the path of lies, not the path of telling yourself what you want to hear, not the path of emotions and delusions. Those are paths to degradation and suffocation. Now, my recommendation to each individual person is get a book. Learn. Don't listen to what people have to say. Ignore the internet. Apply the utmost skepticism to the internet, I swear. Plenty of lies circulating around there. And I think we all know that. Read a book. Read philosophy. Philosophy is the root of all knowledge. It is the first science and the first history. Educate yourself on philosophy. Get the fundamentals down. Understand it. Don't just memorize, understand. A computer can memorize, but a man can understand. Learn about it. And then expand your curiosity. Are you curious what Aristotle did in his life? Get to history. Are you curious what Alexander the Great did? Get to history. Are you concerned about how his boats were made? Get to engineering. Are you concerned how his buildings were made? Get to architecture. Do you want to know how the plant works that's right in front of your house? Go to biology. Your capacity is limitless if you allow it to be, if you make it. We all have power within us, but it is power that only comes through the dominion of truth. So, with my final and closing statement, we all have to remember that we live in a hostile world, a world that does not take kindly to people who ignore it. So I urge each of you, study, know, and dedicate yourself to knowledge above all else. Put your pleasures to the side and put knowledge at the forefront of everything which you value. And remember that it's your life to live. Thank you.